Hello, welcome to the second session of Microsoft Excel. In the first session, we learned about what is Microsoft Excel and why is it important for all of us to learn Microsoft Excel. Now, we will talk about how to start a document in Microsoft Excel, which is known as workbook, and what are recent documents and how to access them. So let's begin our session for today. We will be starting with starting up and then recent documents. Now, starting Microsoft Excel. When you start a Microsoft Excel, you will land up with a blank workbook. If you want, you can also select from the array of preloaded templates. Be it Microsoft PowerPoint or be it Microsoft Word, there's an option to choose a blank document or a blank presentation. Similarly, in Microsoft Excel, you will have the option to start from scratch in a blank workbook. When you open a workbook, you will see it comprises of various ribbon menus and spreadsheet with rows and columns. So there are rows and columns and it is in a tabular format and it also has various ribbon menus. Now Microsoft Word also has various ribbon menus, whereas presentation also has various ribbon menus. But for example, Microsoft presentation has something to do with inserting icons, transitions, animations, etc. Whereas Microsoft Word has references and reviews and proofreading, which is more important when you're creating a document. So the ribbon menus are customized as per the application and the usage of it. Users have different uses with different applications. In Excel workbook, you will be using it for analyzing data and calculating numbers or doing some certain statistical function. That is not much required when it comes to a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation or Microsoft Word. That is why you will see here formulas ribbon menu. And we will be talking about ribbon menus in Microsoft Excel in the next upcoming session. Also, because it is in a tabular format, you will find rows and columns. There are like Microsoft presentation has slides and Microsoft document Word has document. Here you will have a tabular format where there are small cells where you can insert numbers. Now the columns are labeled with letters while the rows are labeled with numbers. So one thing here is the version that I am using is Microsoft Office version 2021. If you're using a previous version, you will find that the columns are labeled with alphabetical letters. So column A, B, C, D. Whereas in my case, the columns are also labeled with numbers, but it is still easier to locate the row and the column that you want to select when you are creating a workbook and also using it for calculation. Users can also click on File menu to open a pre-made workbook. Now, you might be using a workbook for quite some time and you have been working on it previously. So there's always a chance that you open that workbook and work on the same. But please make sure that every time you're opening a workbook, you are saving that workbook and also all the changes that you do every time when you open that document. You do not want information loss or losing out on the changes that you have already incorporated in that document. So let's see how Microsoft Excel opens. Now we'll go back and we click on Start menu and open Microsoft Excel. This is the landing page. As you see, there are templates here loaded, which we'll be looking into the next session. There are documents that you have already used for some time, which is also listed here. And then you have new. In New, you can select onto the blank workbook. Click onto the blank workbook, and this is your workbook. Now, what this page is called is, you see here it's labeled as sheet 1, is a spreadsheet 1. You can keep on increasing it as well, and you can save it all under one workbook, by the way. You do not have to save it in different workbooks. So let's say you require about 5 spreadsheets because you have to showcase 5 different calculations. You can always use 5 sheets here, keep on adding it, and work on it whenever you would want to work on whichever spreadsheet you would want to work on. But make sure that you're always saving that spreadsheet. The numbers that you see vertically are all your rows. The numbers you see horizontally are your columns. So for example, I want to choose this column, which is row 7 and column 7 as well, right? And you will see here the label. Let's say I want to choose this. Then you are at row 4 and column 15. So this is are your columns, these are your rows, and you can select any row, any column you want to start working on it, right? You see these are the ribbon menus that are there, and each and every ribbon menu will have different features and functions that we will be talking about it descriptively. So you have home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, etc. So this is how the ribbon menus look like, right? So this is your workbook. As I said, these are the ribbon menus, this is the rows, and these are the columns. And here you can see the labeling of which column and which row you're working on. Now let's go back to the document again. Next is about recent documents in Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Office allows accessing recent documents easier. It displays the last few documents opened in the Microsoft Excel in the task pane. You can turn off and turn it back on this feature, and also adjust the number of file it displays. Now let's say you're working on a balance sheet and you will be using it for quite some time. So every daily you try to open it and work on it, or you will be using that to work on it after some time. So there's a lot of uses that you can do with those recent documents. Now there are two ways to locate that balance sheet. One, you already know in which folder it is saved. So you do not have to worry about, uh, looking for it and searching for it. Secondly, if you are using it, accessing it, and opening it frequently, it will already appear in the recent documents. So let's see where recent documents is located. So we'll go back and we go to Excel and we go to File, ribbon menu. Once click on it, you will see recent, pinned, and shared by me. We will be just talking about recent right now. Now, here are all the files that I have been using. So as you see here, this I have opened 49 minutes ago. So you can use the recent document anytime that you would want. And you can also make sure that you can remove it from the list. So let's say this is the document that I've already worked on. I've showed it, but I don't want to use it anymore right now. And I don't want to put it in my recent document. Right click on it and you can remove it from the list if you want. Now, removing it from the list does not mean that you are deleting the file. That means it will not be showcased in the recent documents. Again, if you are removing it from the list of the recent documents, that means it will not show from the recent document list. That's about it. The file won't get deleted, changes won't get lost, and you won't lose out on the information that you have uploaded in that Excel document. You can open a copy as well. You can delete the file as well if you want, share it as well, or copy the path to the clipboard. So you can do various functions with that file as well. Now, always make sure that your recent documents are the documents that you will use it on a regular basis. Once done and you think it will come in for a future use, you can remove that document from the list so that you don't miss out on other documents that are important for you to work on. So this is how the recent document works.